I feel like nobody's telling the real truth about what it's like to become a realtor. You have a lot of videos out there, and for the most part, they all say the same things. Yes, we know you have to get your real estate license, but what about everything else? Let me ask you this. Are you someone who is considering getting your real estate license and you've been doing research and a lot of research? Let me ask you, do you feel like you know everything that you need to do? I find this to be a very interesting topic, and that's why I decided to record a video about it. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Chastin J. Miles, and I have been in real estate for, gosh, as long as I can remember, and I've sold millions and millions of dollars worth of real estate year over year. And what I choose to do with my YouTube channel is provide people who are thinking about getting into the real estate business, or if you're newly licensed, I like to provide you with information about what it's like actually working in real estate. So kind of the reality of the real estate career as an agent. I oftentimes tell you the things that nobody wants to hear or nobody else wants to tell you because they're scared for one reason or another. And I just, I feel like this is stuff that people just really need to know. And so that's why I kind of started this channel, and that's what I create videos about. So if this is your first time watching, or if you haven't taken the time to do this yet, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and that way you can let me know that you are serious about this real estate career. In this video, I'm going to point out some things that you've probably heard. I'm going to tell you what the truths are, but then I'm also going to give you some things that you have not heard about getting into the real estate business. So be sure to pay close attention. Let's go ahead and get to it. So here's what you've probably been told. This is the kind of track that most people send you down. They say, go to real estate school, obviously, get your license, obviously, and then start selling. And that's pretty much it. But what about all the other steps? And honestly, I feel like if I would have known some of these other steps before, I could have saved myself a lot of time and money. So when I got into real estate, I actually went to 2 different real estate schools. I signed up for real estate school actually even before I signed up. So how I got into the business, I was working with my roommates and we were living on campus for school, and we decided that we wanted to move off campus for obvious reasons. We wanted to get our own place, and I mean, I'll admit, like, I was that partier and we didn't want to feel like we had the rules of the school, plus I was underage. And so we decided to get a place off campus. And there were these flyers around the school that were saying off-campus rentals, call this number. So I took the little, the little flyers that they cut at the bottom for you to be able to rip off a piece of it. Yeah, so that's what I did. I took that and we called them. And it was actually a lady. She was a real estate agent. I didn't know this at the time, but she set up this meeting. She said, hey, come to my office. We'll talk about everything and all that kind of stuff. So showed up at her office, and it was a real estate office. We sat down. I can just tell you, around the room, there were all these posters, get started in real estate, jumpstart your real estate career, all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of made me question a little bit. So fast forward, she's showing us properties, going in the homes, and we were just looking for something around the school, nothing too big, something that we could afford. Going through the homes, and I just flat out asked her, I was like, so how do we pay you and all that kind of stuff? And she said, you don't have to pay me, I get paid from the other side. I didn't know what really that meant, but she made it clear that we didn't have to pay her. So then my bold self, I said, well, how much money are you gonna make off of us? And she told me, and I was like, dang. I mean, it was only a few $100s, but I was in college and any money kind of made a difference. And so I said, how can I do this and everything? So she put me in touch with the actual brokerage, because they did a real estate school there. And so I started at that real estate school. Of course, I had to pay money to start. I didn't really have a lot of money, but I got on this payment plan, which was kind of interesting. Long story short, I couldn't afford the next payment and I had to drop out. Little did I know that this was one of the more expensive schools for no reason. Nobody really told me that. And so I dropped out. I ended up picking up probably like, I mean, almost a year later. It was definitely a long time later, but I had my little money saved up and I was ready this time. But I ended up going to a different school that was a lot cheaper, but it was the same information. And so that was kind of interesting to me, and I was just like, why didn't anybody tell me that there were other options out there? Just one of those things that I didn't know. So it's true that you have to get your license, but it's not true that you have to get it from a certain school or the school around town or whatever. You know, there's a lot of different real estate schools out there. Like, there's so much that people don't tell you, even after you have gotten through real estate school. You know, there is a final exam, and then you have to take the state exam, and then you get your license. But all along the way, they are charging you for certain things, and it almost got to a point where I couldn't even take the state exam because there was things that you had to pay for to even be able to take the exam. And I was like, dang, why didn't y'all tell me this ahead of time? I probably would have rethought my whole career path or waited for a different time. But, you know, me being the type of person that I am, the entrepreneur that I am, I figured it out, and you know, I scraped up the money for it. But again, one of those things that nobody told me. Like, getting your real estate license is an investment in itself. After that, after I actually got my license, there was the whole brokerage thing. And you've probably seen somebody, or agency, whatever you want to call it, you've probably seen somebody jump from agency to agency to agency. The reason why they do that is because there are so many options out there, and there are so many things that you don't know because you're so excited about getting your license and getting started, and you may take like one recommendation from somebody and end up at a place where you really shouldn't be. I realize that this is such a major problem in the industry, and so let me know in the comments if your journey getting into real estate has been very crystal clear and easy so far, because I'm kind of interested in knowing the kind of things that y'all are hearing out there from people. I know for a fact that many of you have sent me messages saying that you don't know exactly what to do. Could I provide some guidance or mentorship, or, you know, just anything along those lines to even get you started into the business, which literally blew my mind. But it made me realize that when I look back and thought about how it was when I got started, it's the same thing. Like, literally, it's the same thing. And if I could do it all over again, or if I had to do it all over again, I promise you it would be so different. So are you someone who's in that position right now? You are deciding to become a real estate agent. You know, you want to get into the business for one reason or another, but you feel like there are questions that are unanswered, or you need some guidance, or you just need someone to really show you the way. If that's you, I have something for you. What I decided to do, I took my time out just because I really wanted to help. What I decided to do was create something called Future Agent Academy, and it's free. What that starts as is a video course. It's like six or seven videos, something like that, that you can watch to kind of give you some information that you're probably not hearing on the outside. So it's meant to really educate you. And then I have some opportunities after that if you want me to really kind of take you by the hand and show you what to do. But I mean, if you're in that position, go ahead and just watch this free video course that I did. They're not like very long videos, but it's there for you. So I'll put the link down in the description on how you can access that, and probably in one of these cards if I can figure out how to do that. And so that way you can be sure that you are going down the right path. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Give me a thumbs up if it has, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I release content like this all the time, and I would love to have you a part of my community. So until next time, I'm Chastin J. Miles, and I will talk to you soon.